My wife refuses to try to fix things after I made a mistake and had an affair, despite my repeated pleas for forgiveness and couples therapy, and she doesn't seem to care about how a divorce is going to affect our child in the long run. I cheated on my wife with someone I met online. Not physical, we lived on opposite sides of the world. Just talking, then flirting, then video calls whenever my wife was out. Her name was Carly. She was much younger, and the attention made me feel alive again. I didn't tell Carly I was married. I told myself it was harmless, since we'd never meet. But the more time I spent with her, the more I resented my wife, so I left. My wife knew something was wrong and found evidence of everything. The affair broke her completely. She didn't eat, didn't sleep, cried constantly. I told myself, she's strong, she'll get over it. I hate myself for thinking that, but I genuinely believed she'd bounce back while I pursued happiness with Carly. After therapy, my wife stopped crying, started eating again, stopped begging me not to leave. I thought, great, see, I was right. I stopped feeling guilty. We lived together while I found a place. She barely spoke to me. At first, it felt like freedom. Then it felt like coming home to an empty house, even though she was there. Instead of recognizing what was happening, I resented her for moving on. I moved out where I had complete freedom to talk to Carly anytime, but the place felt like a prison. I started dreading going home, wandering supermarkets, and sitting on park benches to avoid the emptiness. One day, I smelled my wife's perfume outside a shop. I broke down on the street. I didn't want to talk to Carly. I wanted my wife. Carly and I broke up. I didn't miss her at all. I missed everything about my wife, how she hummed while cooking, how safe I felt with her. Not a single thing about Carly. During a custody handover, I blurted out that Carly and I had broken up. My wife nodded calmly and said, "I'm sorry to hear that," like we were discussing the weather. That stung worse than if she'd been spiteful. She looked at me like I was a stranger. I started begging for another chance, offered couples therapy, phone tracking, anything to prove I'd changed. Every time I brought it up, she shut it down. She'd walk away, hang up, ignore my texts. I posted on Reddit asking how to convince her to give me one chance. Just one therapy session to see if we could work it out. The comments destroyed me. Everyone pointed out that I'd thrown away our marriage, not her, that she didn't owe me anything. 9 months wasn't long enough for her to move on. How long did it take me to start my affair? Then, my wife started dating someone. After 9 months of separation, not even divorced, she had a boyfriend. When I demanded to know about him, as the father of our child, she said, "He's dating me, not our child. My romantic life is none of your business." I was convinced something wasn't right. They must have known each other before. I considered hiring a private investigator to prove she'd been cheating. Reddit tore me apart again. I'd conveniently left out that I'd cheated. I was projecting my behavior onto her. Maybe she was at the gym all the time because exercise helps with depression from finding out her husband betrayed her. Someone asked why a man would date a woman who wasn't divorced yet. I'd questioned this guy's integrity while I was the one who cheated. The hypocrisy hit me like a truck. This morning, I got served divorce papers. I'm sitting at my kitchen counter staring at them, crying. My first instinct was to fight them, to refuse to sign, but I can't. Not after what I did. I sabotaged everything good in my life for nothing, for online attention from someone who didn't even know I was married. We had problems, but I can think of 1,000 ways we could have fixed them now. Why didn't I think of them then? I put my hand on her back out of habit during a custody handover last week. The look of disgust on her face broke something in me. I'd never seen her make that expression at me before. I'm signing the papers tomorrow, not because I want to, but because it's what she deserves. I destroyed us. The least I can do is let her be free.